Hi everybody, we are a group of IIT Delhi students and we have manufactured this product as a part of our Mep101 course.
Let's begin with the motivation of our project. We often feel inconvenient while traveling at railway bus stations. There is no proper amenity for sitting. People generally use seats to sit on floor. We provide stools with suitcase which can ensure traveling purpose along with sitting issues. The next aspect of our project. Family outings, including picnics, need bags for keeping articles and also provisions to sit. Elder people find it troublesome to sit in laps for long interval of time. Currently, foldable chairs exist, but they only add to the amount of the weight to be carried. We provide with a suitcase, which will provide a space to carry articles for such outings, and also, after that, the suitcase can be transformed into a chair. Now, the next aspect of our project. Existing chairs do not provide an extendable platform to place laptops, CPU, etc. We often find a need of a table along with chair for keeping useful articles at an arm's length. We provide an extendable chair at an arm's length which protrudes from the chair form, and the whole model can be folded back to the suitcase.
This is the bag shop in which we have worked for cutting most of our wood and making articles of wood. This is the grinder through which we have sharpened our chisel for making the various holes in the sheet metal and the woodwork. We need the hollow block for holding our pipes, so we are first drilling a hole in the machine.
Initially, we started to make our frames using miter joints, but later on we found in a video that miter joint is one of the weaker joints. Therefore, we followed the video which told us that half lap joints are one of the stronger joints. Therefore, for future frames we use half lap joints. The next problem was that our suitcase was actually being very heavy if we used solid plies. So, to reduce the weight, we actually use these frames attached with nylon cloth to reduce its weight so that it's comfortable while lifting the suitcase. The next bigger challenge before us was to assemble these legs with our base frame. What we initially decided was to use these metal strips and attach them using screws and cut out these portions of this metal sheet and this slot in this metal plywood, and then what we'll do with these slots, these metal strips assembled, we'll fix them inside these holes and turn them around so that it will form a lock technique. But when we actually did that, the whole system was not working and it was actually rotating about its axis. What we did for its solution was use this metal block and made a hollow inside it so that the radius of this is almost equal to this, and we use these metal strips to fill any hollow spaces left. Now these legs can be easily inserted and they are stable enough inside them and can be rotated out easily. The next task before us was to attach this back part to this base part using these slots. We made these slots and inserted this back part into the base frame, but when we did that, we found that it was not stable and it was leaning against, and if a small horizontal force is applied, it will actually break up. As a solution to this problem, we attached these chains to this top part along both the sides so that it's stable and the motion of it is constrained. So a person can easily take rest on this chair and it will not be breakable. The next task before us was to assemble these pipes with these frames. We thought of using such metal strips which would bind the pipe like this and we'll screw it from these two ends. But when we actually did that, we found that the pipes we fitted inside this were having restriction in their motion. Therefore, we decided to chip off the end of the pipes like this in both the sides and use metal screws to tighten them. The project required this front part to be extendable and we wanted it to be stable. But when we actually used these rods, this part, as clearly visible, was not stable. The legs that we have used for our base part, we also used a similar leg for this so that it could be stabilized. Now, as you can see, the cable is stable enough, and we could do our work quite easily enough, and hence this completed our project.
Now let us see the working of a project. First of all, we put our top to the vertical position. Now we insert these rods into these slots we have made. Now we can see that the top is perfectly balanced. Now as you can see, we are now inserting the rods into these hollow cubes that we have made. Now once this is done, now we attach the chains, and we can see that our chair is completely ready. Now we will convert this chair into an extendable table. For that, we first of all remove the chains, and then we insert these rods into the pipes which are attached to the top part. Once these are properly inserted, we rotate them so that the part is perfectly now rigid. And then we attach that another leg which we have used in a similar way as these 4 legs, so that we get the proper rigidity for our extendable part. The front part is so rigid that we can even place our laptops and we can work on it and do any kind of work, writing and working, etc. And in this way, the working of a product is complete.
Now we shall discuss the future modifications that could be possible for our project. Firstly, we use wooden frames to build a basic model for a suitcase, which is not very convenient form of suitcase. Therefore, we should use a plastic mold for future purposes. With these woods would be much thinner and would be made of plastic. Also, these pipes which we have used are not nice to look at if they are used in this exterior way. Instead of that, we could use these internal slots, and these pipes can be inserted within these holes. Also, one of the good mechanisms can be, we can use an extendable hand trolley for our suitcase. These rods can be taken out and these could be connected, which could act as a movable trolley, and we could connect the wheels on the lower legs. We now share the experience gained during the Mep101 course. The aim of the entire project was to provide us an insight into the process of manufacturing a product. We probably manufactured our very first product. It was an icebreaker experience for us. We are now much more comfortable by working in the workshops and developed the right skills for realization of a product. Many of our proposed mechanisms failed. We failed, but we failed fast. We retaliated and tackled challenges to overcome them. We also learned the aspect of availability of resources, raw materials from junkyard, and purchasing articles from vendors. Most importantly, while manufacturing the project, we should never fix the geometry at the first hand. We should widen the prospectus for ideas to dwell. The functioning of the project is at stake, but we should continue to trust it, for it can always be realized only after complete manufacturing.
अबे थैंक यू तो बोल देता यार.